Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Durnan. Welcome to the 2020-2021 school year. I am here today through video to talk about some of the things that I would normally come into your classroom and talk to you about. And we're still going to talk about those fun things, but we're just going to do it through video this year. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about, number one, just a little bit about me and who I am, especially if you are new to Byron Primary School. We're going to talk about being stars at Byron Primary School. And we're going to talk about what happens if we forget how to be stars. And I hope that that doesn't happen. And I'm pretty sure it won't, because we've had a fabulous start to the school year. So before we get into stars, I want to share a little bit about me. So again, my name is Mrs. Durnan, and I have a family just like you have families. So here's a picture of my family. I have Jack, who is 19 and goes to college. Lainey is 20 and goes to college. And then there's my husband, Mike, and me. And this picture was taken at the very beginning of the Mississippi River, way up in Bemidji, because that is actually where Lainey lives. She lives in Bemidji and goes to school there. And Jack goes to college in Winona. So that's where I am actually from. I'm from Winona. Some of you may have been there before. So just like you boys and girls, when you're done with school, you get to go home at night and you get to be with your family. So do I. During the day, I get to come here and work with all of you. And then at night, I get to go home and be a mom still. All right, some of my very favorite things. Now, if you have met me before, you may remember some of my favorite things. My favorite color is blue. My favorite snack of all times are Kit Kats. I just love them. My favorite season is fall, and we're getting into the fall season, so I'm super happy. My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. I love when I get to be with my family. We eat a lot of food, and we just get to be together. We do lots of laughing and play games. I love football. Jack played football. I love watching football. Football is one of my favorites. I love going on vacations. Love, love, love going to new places and exploring new places. Love Pete the Cat books. He is one of my most favorite book characters. I love watching movies. I'll make my popcorn. And we have family movie nights when we can. So I love watching movies. And I also love tennis. My daughter plays tennis. My son plays football, so I like their sports. So certainly love all of these wonderful things, and you and I might have something in common. All right, so that's a little bit about me, and now I want to talk to you a little bit about being stars. You probably have one of these posters in your room, boys and girls, and it says, "Be a Star," and it also says Byron Primary School. Now, when you look at this, STAR stands for 5 things. Safety first, teamwork, always take pride, responsibility, show respect. So we're going to walk through what these look like here at Byron Primary, and it's going to be different this year because we do have some different routines that we have put in place this year so that we can be back at school. All right, we're going to learn about all 5 of the ways that we can be stars, and we're going to start with safety first. All right. Walking and keeping distance. So when we are at school, we already know that walking is the safest way to get around. We also know this year that we have to keep some space in between our friends. I see a lot of you doing airplane wings or just making sure that you're not right next to somebody. Everybody needs to have their space this year. So you may hear about social distancing or standing 6 feet apart. We want to help make sure that we get to keep coming to school. And when we are safe and not right up next to each other, we are making good choices. All right? So walking, keeping some space between our friends. We also need to pay attention to the adults in the building because lots of different rules this year. So listening to the adults, and part of that staying in our own space means keeping our hands and our feet to ourselves. So your classrooms have dots on the floors for you to sit. Your desks are kind of spread apart. So we also want you to remember that even though, as much as we want to hug our friends and high five our friends, we still have to kind of keep to ourselves. And this isn't for always, it's just for now, okay? So we will be safe. Teamwork. Yes, we need to use teamwork, especially when we get frustrated. So make sure that you're helping each other safely, you're encouraging each other safely, and it's always nice to tell other people nice things. So sometimes you might be working with a partner, or maybe you might be playing a game with a little group of people. So teamwork means helping each other and just making sure that everybody feels good about being a part of the team. Okay, always take pride. This is the A in STARS. Cleaning up after ourselves. And the biggest difference this year, boys and girls, is eating in the classroom. So when you are done eating, remember, check on the floor. If you have crumbs, we're going to pick them up, put them in the garbage. Make sure your desktops are nice and clean. You may have to help with some of this, okay? Keeping your hands clean. Also have to take care of the belongings we have at school. This year, everybody has an iPad. So taking care of your iPad, making sure that you are being careful with it, that you are putting it back where it needs to go, that you're bringing it back and forth, you're charging it every night, and then taking care of the things that belong in the school and in your classroom. So just making sure that we're keeping things as clean as we can, throwing things in the garbage when we can, and that's part of taking pride. All right, responsibility. Listening to the adults always. Oh my goodness. Adults are here to keep you safe, okay? So we need to do our job because our job at school is to learn, okay? Your teacher's job is to teach and help you. My job is to help everybody, so we all have jobs, okay? In order to be super duper responsible, we all need to do our jobs. Right now, one of our jobs is to wear masks every day when we come to school. Another job is to make sure we're always cleaning our hands, keeping our spaces clean. A lot of times adults might ask you to do things that we didn't really have to do before. This year, it's really important, boys and girls, that we are following any adult, whether it's outside coming in the morning, whether it's in pickup line, whether it's in your classroom, whether it's at specials. Make sure we're following those adults. All right, and the last part of STARS is just showing respect. And again, being kind to everyone, that listening to the adults, and making sure we're doing our school jobs each day. I know you can do all this. You are already showing all of us that even though we have lots of changes this year, you are ready to be in school, and we are so happy that you are here. All right, now, where do you need to be STARS? Everywhere. If you're on the playground, if you're at recess with your teacher, if you're in the classroom, in the bus line or on the bus, in the pickup line, if you are waiting in the commons for your car to get called, when you're with your specialists. And again, specials look different this year too because the specialist teachers are coming into the classroom to teach. So making sure that you are following the directions of the specialist teachers. When you're in the hallway, and we don't do a lot of hallway walking this year, but when you do go to PE, fitness, or recess, making sure that you're walking, you're being respectful, you're keeping your distance between you and your friends, and in the bathroom. And we have lots of extra cleaning going on this year. So anything that you can do, boys and girls, to make sure that your paper towels are going in the garbage, and that you're not wasting a lot of our paper and toilet paper and paper towels, it's going to be fabulous. All right? So, STARS everywhere. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is what happens if we forget to be STARS. Well, there is a word out there, and I think you've all heard it before. It's called bullying. And at Byron Primary School, and at all of our Byron schools, we are going to be bully-free. That means no bullying. But what does bullying mean, and what does bullying look like? There are a couple of pictures here, and when I'm looking at these pictures, they do make me quite sad. because it looks like in one picture, there are some friends who are making fun of a friend, maybe calling him some names, maybe making fun of him by teasing him. And then in another picture, it looks like one of our friends wants to hurt another friend. Oh my goodness. These pictures make me very sad, and they kind of make me afraid, because these are things that we don't ever want to see. The kids in these pictures are forgetting how to be stars, okay? And when we forget how to be stars, if we kind of forget every single day, it might mean that we are acting a little bit like a bully. A bully is someone who every day comes to school not being kind, not doing their jobs. And if that starts to happen, it's going to make me worried. It's going to make your moms and dads worried. It's going to make your teachers worried. So we want to make sure that we are not hurting people's feelings, making fun of people, threatening them, or wanting to hurt them. Oh my gosh, no, not at Byron Primary School. Our goal is to be kind and to be stars. So these things we don't ever want to see happen, because if they do start to happen, we're going to have a big talk with your moms and your dads too, okay? All right, what can you do if you see someone that is not being very kind to someone? There are 3 things you can do. You can tell them to stop. That's the number one. If someone is not being nice to someone, you do have the permission to say, please don't do that, especially if it's hurting someone's feelings. You can tell an adult. Number 2, and there's lots of adults in our building. You have all of your teachers, all of our support staff. You can find any adult. And the third thing you can do, and if somebody is bothering you or making you feel bad, or you feel like they're bullying you, you need to walk away, okay? And when you walk away, you go right to that adult. So we don't want you to walk away and then not tell anybody. We want you to walk away, find an adult. So number 1, tell them to stop, find an adult, and then we're going to ignore them and walk away, because we don't want to have any other problems happen from this. So we want to make it stop as soon as possible. Now, there are 2 videos down here, and teachers, you can share these 2 videos. They are actually examples of what could maybe happen if somebody does forget how to be stars. And in both of the videos, you're going to see some of our, there's some animal friends. You're going to see them tell them to stop. They're going to tell the bullies to stop. They're going to tell an adult too. So you can feel free to click on those videos and watch them. All right. Boys and girls, I know you can do it. I've already seen it. I know we're going to have a great year this year. Continue to be safe, especially with our new rules and routines this year. Use that teamwork, okay? Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need help. Always take pride. That means cleaning up around your spaces, doing what you need to do to be responsible, taking care of your things, taking care of your iPad, making sure you're doing your job. Your job is to learn. Your teacher's job is to teach you. And then lastly is that show respect, okay? We all have different jobs at the school. And a lot of times, boys and girls, we might not like the rules, but we still have to follow them because that's our job. And when a teacher asks us to do something, we need to do it because they're asking us to do it for a reason. And that's how we can show the adults respect. All right, let's make the 2020-21 school year the best school year ever. Thank you for watching, and let's have a great year.